Greetings, I'm Shad, and there is a thing that we need to
Test.
That.
And that is katanas.
Katana throwing specifically, because Tyrant, as it happens to be, is a massive weeb, and I'm like, huge. He has watched heaps of One Piece, and he loves the waifus and the cat girls. He's got a body pillow. We're trying to get him off the dirty stuff, but we can only do so much.
He even brought a gi to work. Like,
Like, literally for the prep of this video, he was like, oh, just wait, guys. And he pulls out, what was it called? A Japanese hakama gi?
A Haori. Okay, so today we're going to be testing something from Demon Slayer, a really, really good anime. It's actually pretty good. Like, in terms of story and stuff, pretty wholesome. I think you would like it.
I've heard good reports of Demon Slayer.
But they do lean into the heavy, mythology of the katana being
so awesome.
Yeah, magic and everything like that. But apart from that, it's pretty good.
You showed me something, right?
Yes.
It was the guy from Demon Slayer.
Tanjiro.
He has a katana.
Yes.
Which that kind of makes sense. Because it's
katana,
based in a period piece in Japan.
Yeah, he knows
he wouldn't have like a rapier.
No, he wouldn't. I love rapiers.
That'd be a bit out of place.
But he throws it.
And he has a katana specifically. Like this katana, right there. Yeah.
We got that part. So, he throws the katana. That's what he does. He throws it.
So, throwing swords, okay?
It's actually a thing. It is actually a thing. Like, Fiore de Libre, there was another German longsword that I can't think, German fencing master that did that as well, that I can't think of their name at the moment. But it's a historical thing to throw swords. Usually, though, European.
Fiore de Libre is a hematretus, and so for European swords, and the specific way that Fiore says to throw a sword, you wouldn't really be able to do it with a katana. So if I could take this sword right here, right? And so he kind of says that you cradle it in your hand almost like that, and you throw it
like a javelin,
like that, right? And that's an interesting way. In Demon Slayer,
there's a major problem with that.
His katana, and he chucks it, like full grip, like this.
So, the only retort I would have to this is it's an anime, and drawing a hand doing some specific technique it's a lot easier just to a fist.
Well, no. You could probably throw it like
you can throw it like that. Yeah.
Not sideways, because the Fiore one has it kind of sit flat, but you could probably get away doing it that way.
Yep.
Do you reckon that would be better than the full-fisted?
I think going to something like this in the middle of combat is going to be so awkward, because you'll need your sword to sword for the whole time you're swording before you throw the sword.
It's easy to reverse the grip to get ready to throw it.
But when it comes to throwing a sword, very, very niche circumstances. Not something that I would say like you would do for the most part, but I reckon it might be a bit more practical than thought. It's throwing a sword at someone.
Well, in Demon Slayer, he has an enemy who's running away.
A demon, yes.
Is it a demon?
Yeah, it's a demon.
That makes sense because it's called Demon Slayer. Is he the Demon Slayer?
Well, there's more than one. Continue.
Okay. And he's using a katana.
Nichirin katana, yep.
Well, what?
Sorry, that was my fault, that one.
See how much of a weeb he is? He's already coming out. People have tried this before. We actually haven't tried it. We're going to have some fun with it. And we do want to try the Demon Slayer throwing katana specifically.
Yes.
See if we can try and duplicate some of it. I'm dubious. These are not aerodynamic.
They're not.
You can kind of get them to land short distance, but at the range that Demon Slayer throws this thing...
He was using flame breathing technique.
Are we going to do fire breathing at the same time now?
So how do we do that?
We can't.
Do we eat something really spicy?
No, it's basically magic.
Spicy food.
Just think of it as magic. Yeah. We don't have that.
Who would have thought that there would be magic in a fantasy anime? That's shocking.
Do you want to get started?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Throw some katanas.
And we have this in case. We might throw that as a control the Fiore way. Thank you, Cloudhammer Steelworks, for sending us this sword.
That we're about to...
Actually, we do thank you for
yes,
sending us.
and we are going to throw it.
Not their most impressive piece.
I'm reserving my judgment. These guys think it's pretty trash. I don't. I think it's a little uncomfortable in the hand. It feels a little light where it shouldn't feel light. It's a little warped, but I'm reserving a full...
Look. If this is just nails being thrown, I'll give it a thumbs up. Let's find out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Cloudhammer Steelworks, for this sword that we're going to throw as our control.
As our control. Thank you.
I've actually never done this before. And my closest point of comparison is like javelin throwing. And I've never been good at keeping the tip on point. So this is going to be a disaster, my prediction, but we'll see how we go. Ready? So, look, I already want to kind of do that to get more, but no, he's solid fisting. See? Just curves. So I can't even get the point on it. Right, so that was high. So this one. Look at that! Right in the nuts! I was actually not expecting to pull that off.
Well,
Or for it to land in and stay in.
now you got to.
Hang on, let's check the depth.
Oh.
All right, okay. I would not be a happy chappy if that happened to me. Anyone else want to have a go? I believe in quitting one on my head.
I, like you, I'm not necessarily good at sports ball, so I'm not sure how well I'll do at this. I'm like that guy off Game of Thrones. I drink and I know things. Shut up! Shut up!
I'm just saying, you know, not everyone's an expert like me in this.
Took you 2 goes. It's gonna take me about 5, but it's fine.
Before we continue with this video, just wanted to let you guys know that if you're enjoying this content and want to see more of this type of content, we actually have a Patreon, YouTube memberships, player, subscribe star. They're all available. If you want to help support us and help support this content, then you can head over to those places. There'll be links in the description. And guess what? We make dedicated content, behind the scenes content, Q&As, extra thoughts on videos. They're all available there. So if you like Shadiversity and you want to see some more, you can head over there, help support out the channel and help us make this content. It would really mean a lot. So thank you to all the people who are already subscribed and already help support the channel. So thank you all for watching. Let's get on with the video.
Well, the important thing is that we have proven it's possible.
Yes.
Yes.
I've never done this before, so I actually have no idea how this is going to go.
See how we all say that just to kind of hedge our bets?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I correctly hedged my bets.
Ouch!
I got him in the head, so that would have hurt.
Doesn't count.
Wrong part of the sword.
It would have hurt, getting hit in the head with the katana.
Nate did the same.
Well, as you can see, with the proper technique, it's possible.
I already knew it was possible.
Well, do it again. Do it again, Chad.
You want me to do it again?
Yep, I want you to do it again.
No, hang on.
Easy.
No, I haven't. Everyone else has got it in the target. We might be here a while.
That's closer.
We might have a problem here, gents.
I bought this for $70 from Cult of Athena. Yeah, it's fixed.
You know what? I'm counting that.
You got him in the foot. I think that counts.
So what I'm getting from this is that his second attempt was a fluke.
Like yours?
Oh, I'll do it again.
Really?
I'll recreate results. That's what I'll do.
Ready? Watch this. This will recreate. Oh, that was close.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I
Did you
watched
see that? All right, go on, Tyrant.
I'll throw it from Shad and Nate's distance again and nail it. Okay, that one was a bad one. That one was actually just a bad one. That was a bad one.
So, talking about flukes.
That one was just a bad one. I'll admit that one. Just to be clear, out of about however many throws that was, I would say my accuracy was about 80%. I was hitting Boromir a lot. It just wasn't going in.
Look, let me show you how it's done. And I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna be like this. Ready? And just gonna lob it, just like that. See?
Perfect.
Perfect. That was worse. That one was worse.
I feel like we've definitely proved the point that it's not as
It's not easy.
not easy. But we brought a control for
We
a
did.
reason.
Yes.
So I think we move on to that.
Now this blade is
Not good. I thought it was okay.
That, yes.
It's not.
Yeah.
So in just as a quick disclaimer, in walking up to this particular part, I walked past the tree and just went into the tree and immediately bent the tip. We straightened it again.
it's not that good quality.
No.
So whatever happens, happens.
We'll see.
Don't break it. I want a shot.
So should I try and Fiore this?
You do you.
Yeah.
You do you, Boo.
I'm gonna see. This is the Fiore. Well, they actually kind of Fiore even does the whole. That feels even more awkward.
Cradling it basically. So you do you.
Oh. Doesn't count.
Shush!
Ouch!
We get AoE damage.
If you thought our aim was bad before, wait till you see this.
We're going longer range.
Yes.
My aim was pretty on target.
What,
It was.
You're 80% of the time, it hit 100% of the time, or 40% of the time, it hit 20% of the time?
Exactly what he said.
Yeah. All right, let's try this at long range.
You're gonna overthrow it.
I don't think so.
Told you.
That wasn't overthrowing.
Yeah,
It
that
was-
was way too much force.
Shad threw me off on that
Where?
one. He did.
The battlefield isn't chaotic.
We're not on the battlefield though.
A sneeze, really?
Yeah.
Is that enough to
did it.
break your focus?
He did that on purpose.
Don't put in as much power this time. Yeah,
Backseat thrower. Yeah.
be gentle.
It's why you fail.
Too
That was
much
pretty
power.
gentle.
It was too high.
It was. I will grant you this, but it's because I'm still too close. I need to go back more. Ooh, what was that, Shad? Sorry, I just had to sneeze there real quick.
See, Tyrant has already admitted that sneezing throws people off, and then he did it on purpose that time.
It's hay fever season. What do you want from me?
Oh, that was close.
Oh, well,
Close.
Yes, it was. It was on point. It just missed.
I feel like, and I'm not volunteering for this, but I feel like if I had been there, I would have been like, sword.
Do you want to try it?
long distance kind of sucks.
So it's a bit more difficult, yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to go back to closer range and see if we can just get some shots in.
Boom!
Can you do a twofer?
Yep. Oh! I'm getting the technique down, baby.
Okay.
I think,
So Shad has come with the heat. Now it is my turn
No.
for the response.
no, actually,
What do the cool kids do? Is this
Yeah,
what
well,
game signs, Shad.
that would hurt? That's a kill shot right in the neck. Do you want to see how deep it's in?
Sure.
Let's have a look at this. Ooh, that deep in your neck.
That was collarbone.
Oh, and
That's a kill shot. That's.
where would that land?
So now he's a what is it? A marsupial.
A marsupial. He's got
What's on this side?
He's
The
got a
liver
pound.
isn't there, is it? It's something.
Internal organs.
Yeah, it's just.
So that was
That was pretty good.
bang, hit.
The stomach one is a kill shot, just not an immediate kill shot, but it's still a kill shot. Oh yeah, look at the determination.
Pretty good. That was pretty good. I will not disagree with this. That counts as one. I'll give you this, Shad. With the longsword, you're better. I'm not good with this.
That was actually a lot of fun,
Yeah.
It was actually quite fun.
and we've proven it's actually a viable strategy. Like, no. I started to nail down the technique, and if this means it's not like random chance, that there's actually technique to learn how to do it, the more you practice, the better you can get at it, to the point where there'll be a master at this technique who could just nail the shot
Absolutely.
every time.
Absolutely. A couple of things. If you need to do it in combat, you need to do it very close range, and you need to do it completely unexpectedly. So taking the time to go, let's get that dirt off the way, taking the time to go from this to, wait, I need to get a couple of line up, just give me a minute, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised that the katana was able to travel straight. I thought maybe because of the curve, the balance would be weird.
This was better than that in terms of throwing.
I think we found the same problem with both, which is
You can't agree. This was able to get consistently on target, whereas this was a bit more random. The crossguard got in the way a bit.
I found the opposite.
I didn't
We're
find
talking
that.
about throwing swords, not using them in a fight. I just felt this was easier to aim with.
But okay, so the situations where you might need to use it are very niche.
But using it and just throwing it out of the blue when your opponent isn't expecting, or they turn, or you get a bit of distance, I can kind of understand it then. But I wouldn't want it as your final blow, as your kill shot, because even though it might kill, as you saw, you know,
I get what kill
hit someone in
shots.
the groin, they're out of the fight. Like they're just out of the fight. But I would want something to follow up.
Yeah,
with.
you wouldn't want to disarm yourself unless you're assured that after throwing the weapon, there's no threat. Like it's a retreating opponent, you're trying to help someone at a distance or something like that. To just like carry a sword to throw is really dumb, because if you're going to be carrying throwing objects, or carry like war darts or something like that.
This would be very intimidating to have thrown at you.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single situation where I would actually like throw a sword at someone.
What if you had a sword and you saw one on the ground, and it's just a bonus sword?
Actually,
a bonus sword.
I'm kind of thinking of like that, like movie trope. You only have so many hands, and you have a sword. And there's an opponent coming at you. You need to grab something.
Imagine you're on a battlefield with dead people everywhere, and
this
there's swords sticking up. You're like, just pick one up and then pick one up and just.
in that situation, I'm all on board. But every other situation,
Tyrants in the army of the damned, basically.
Yeah. So there is one last throwing technique that I want to try, and
there's a lot. Like we tried the Demon Slayer. We tried the pencil, the pull.
Pencil grip.
Yeah. But in all of them, we've been trying to throw them like javelins.
Yes.
This time, I want to try and throw it like an axe.
Now,
wow, really?
Yeah.
I want to preface it. Well, basically, the whole video is this. I have what I call the Darth Vader problem. I actually have a problem.
You're just too awesome?
No, lifting my shoulders above lifting my arms above my shoulders. I have an issue with because of my big shoulder pauldrons here. So
Tyrants, who made them?
I did.
Why did you make them? To look cool?
Yes.
You have created your own like.
Sounds like excuses to me.
Yeah.
No, like you know,
self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's right. Like a dedicated person would find solutions and not just give in to excuses.
I have really cool shoulders, guys. I can't
have really cool shoulders.
I can't lift my arms up.
So it's going to be interesting to see you throw.
Yes. Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
Excuses.
That is. Step back. Let's pull this out. That's a kill shot. Like even if it'll be enough to down you in the battle. All right, come on.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with you now. I think yes, you are correct.
So we know this is an exact center of mass shot because I can't push that any further. That's hit the core of the stability core. So
the core of Boromir is actually a steel.
So I could do that to show you how deep it went, but it probably should have actually have gone.
Yeah, it's even wanting the tip of it.
Yeah. So it hit the core. That was dead on.
You know, I'm proud of you there, Tyrant.
I think me and Shad with the katana.
I'm always proud when a student kind of listens to the lessons and they're able to succeed. Out of the way!
I think that wraps up everything, don't you?
It got a bit dense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a common theme throughout today's video.
It was bent. That's why I missed.
Look at the super. It's just like.
Yeah, but that's like, we have unusable swords in every which way, shape, or form.
Now the bends on the swords, we're not too worried about. Like they're $70 swords. It's not a comment on like any of that stuff. They're cheap swords.
Just by the way, there's like records of actual battlefield katanas. Getting this on the battlefield because when they bend, they stay bent, and samurai just needing to go like.
Yep,
it's back to back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't think that's just in the East too. I think there's Western examples.
Yes,
of that
there
as
would
well.
be same, yeah.
final score.
Oh wow.
Shad was 2 katanas.
We're talking on the javelin throw.
Javelin throw, 2
But
katanas.
My
I was also 2
both
katanas.
shots were 10 out of 10. Right in there.
Debatable. Let us know in the comments. 2 katana shots for Shad, 0 for Nate,
Hey, I hit him in the foot.
2 for me.
He got a foot.
I got a foot. I got him in the foot.
Okay, sure. Half a point for
Oh,
Nate
shit.
for the katana.
Right.
Now, when it comes to longsword, though, 0, 0. Shad got 1. I'm willing to secede that we couldn't get any, so you got that one.
I still think my technique of holding the sword like a sword and then just spinning the thing forward over
It
a shorter distance. Sure, I wasn't able to get it. I'm
So
not
over
necessarily-
shorter distances, it's deadly.
Yes, just using a sword like a sword for the time that you have a sword.
Well, okay.
You sword with it.
Just to finish up on the points, in terms of axe
So we
throw,
don't have any left.
Shad got 1, Nate got 0, and I got 1 also.
After smell.
So,
Huh? Yeah.
See, I
Wrap
actually
around
know what we've all done wrong. But I'm not going to tell you.
great.
That's his super secret sauce.
So, the reason why you got it into the target and not Boromir,
Yeah, I know where I was standing, yeah.
so even me, I hit with the flat. I needed a bit more distance to rotate to land the point in, because even hitting on the flat, it's not going to stay in there, and there's a chance that it'll hit the thing. So to get this, you need to bang the rotations and get it the points to land in the target, and that's Boromir. There we go.
Center mass.
I mean,
You also got
you needed a bit of coaching just to know where to stand.
Out of today's results, Shad wins because of the longsword. In terms of katanas, we're even.
Okay, but to be serious, as much as our skill level and technique might come into this, I think we actually need to give this a functionality score. Like how functional is throwing a sword in combat.
I think there's more important to just the type of sword.
Well, first of all, we have proved the concept. You can do this.
Yes.
And if it can be done, that means it can be replicatable, and that with practice, you would just get better and better. And with human, skill after practice, humans can do crazy, complex, difficult things.
That's true.
With enough training.
But I think it would take a lot of practice. For example, I remember when you were first trying to get your shots in for torpedo, we'll call them torpedo shots, javelin shots, there was a lot of lining it up, and it's like, you're not going to get that. When you were doing your axe throwing, there was a lot of, hang on, I need to get my distance correct, which admittedly you will be able to narrow down through practice, but that's a lot of practice.
I noticed an interesting comparison between the two techniques. With the javelin shot, it was much harder to keep centered.
Yeah.
But distance wasn't really an issue in terms of getting the points. If you could maintain it to stay straight on the throw, that was actually a bit easier than keeping it centered. The axe throw, it was just like centering it on Boromir was just so much easier, but then measuring the distance, like we got a number of times where it looked like the blade was hitting, but it wasn't digging in. To do lethal, you needed to land the points.
Yeah.
And that was hard.
So technique, I think, for accuracy, axe throw is way better. But in terms of consistently actually getting it in, I think more of a javelin is more viable.
Especially with the spin.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because if the axe throw is more accurate in center, and you more rely, you have a higher chance of hitting the target. Well, even having the prop, the Suba, the handle, smack someone in the head is going to really knock them about.
It's something we should note, though, with the axe throwing, something like this, where the weight is a bit more up the front, it's fine. It's a bit more like an axe. With something like this, where the weight is back, that's horrible. One of the reasons you didn't see us throw that is because as soon as we let it go, the center point of spin is now here. Instead of being up here, it's here. So that blade is coming back at us a lot
There's
closer.
also a lot more things to get caught on, like crossguard and pommel.
Yeah,
but
so
in terms of an actual sword to use, I found the katana was actually not bad at this. Like it's not designed for this, obviously, but I felt it was a lot more because the weight is up here. Easier to throw.
I was surprised that you could align it and in the javelin throw, get the tip to stay on target easier than I was expecting. I thought because it's curved and just doesn't have an even balance, it was going to be much harder than what it was. So surprisingly, not only did we get that, when it landed in, we got some deep penetration on that. Surprisingly so.
As Nate said, a functionality score. In terms of, what would you give it?
This is tricky because there's a functionality score to the overall concept. Would you want to throw
Yes,
a
I would say
sword?
the concept.
But then there's a functionality score as to how practical is it just
Blend them
you
together.
know, being able to throw it as a weapon. Like, how functional is it to throw versus how functional is it to actually use it in combat, you know? Because these are surprisingly throwable, and
But I mean, everything's throwable if you really try hard enough.
I think we need to put this for combat. Like, if you're on the battlefield and you have the opportunity to throw a sword, would you?
it's a bit under a Pulum.
Pulum. Roman javelin.
They have a
kind
very
of.
long
Oh,
bit of metal on the end, right? And so in terms of the balance in throwing, better because it's still a straight
Pulum?
shaft. Pulum?
That sounds right.
Pulum?
Yeah.
Like
No.
you pronounce the U and the I together almost. Pulum?
Let us know in the comments.
Please.
So as a throwing weapon, I actually think swords are quite functional. It's just you would rarely ever want to do it because you're losing your sword.
Well,
You can throw them surprisingly well, and they're deadly when you do.
think of it like this: distance. The distance is what's the issue. If someone's standing,
It's not
let's
a
say,
ranged weapon.
2 meters away from me, I could throw a sword like that, no worries, and nail it straight in.
About the same distance as a throwing axe,
Like, I think
or throwing daggers. Like,
for the functionality score on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it about a 5.
see, that's funny. I'm kind of 4 or 5 is where I'm landing on.
And I'm also thinking about 4 or 5, but I'm going to go 4 because I like the idea of holding onto a sword, specifically to sword width for the duration. Why are you laughing?
It has nothing to do with you getting 0 today.
I hit him in the foot. I pinned him to the ground. Plus, I wouldn't throw a sword.
I mean, so Demon Slayer proof of concept confirmed. Like, especially with the superhuman magic and also
breathing techniques, yeah.
like master swordsman type thing, you know. And there was a opponent running away, and he couldn't close the distance on his feet, so he grabbed it, javelin throw, nailed him.
And specifically with the katana, yeah,
It's possible.
Yeah, I can see that
There we
happening.
go. There we go.
I mean, it's not the dumbest thing we've done with a weapon. You probably shouldn't do with weapons, all things considered.
Well, I mean, so the rope on axe is a bit of a dumb concept. You can't pull it back, and there's a video right there. Though just general throwing axe, like the Kratos axe, that actually surprisingly good. And you can check him out right there. There's more Shadowversity content that you're missing out on if you haven't seen it. So check that out. And
I'm gonna throw this until I get it in the target. Get out of the way!